Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time you will be listening. Jobber Nation, welcome to another episode of the Jobber Tears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black in the building. Clearly, Sir Wilkins didn't get the memo that today was merch day. Dun, 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 dun. But also, too, I didn't know what else to wear, so I just threw on my hoodie. But before we get started, we do have some like shout-outs, announcements, and all that jazz as everyone comes into the chat. Come on in. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are listening. We do appreciate everyone that tunes in, whether it's morning, noon, or afternoon. Shout-outs to Eddie Morris in the building on YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shout outs to those wrestling girls celebrated their 5-year anniversary party this past weekend in Brooklyn. We were there, all three of us live and in color. Good morning. Oh, happy early birthday to the man, the myth, the hour, Keith
Macaroni
in the building.
Tony.
Happy early birthday. His birthday's tomorrow, along with Stan the Man.
Stan the Man.
And then also to happy birthday to Kiki.
Kiki, do you love me?
Hope you enjoy your weekend. Hope you enjoy your birthday, my love. But everyone, it's still Scorpio season, so you guys are running rampant and running wild. So we do want to shout out you guys real quick, celebrating a birthday. And happy birthday to Keith Lee. We'll get to him in a little bit. And just but special happy birthday to Keith Lee, you know? It's his birthday yesterday. He had a big day. He had a big match. Yeah, we'll get into that a little later. But as I was saying, those Wrestling Girls 5-year anniversary party, I do want to shout them out for always not only supporting us, but supporting the Black wrestling community content-wise and wrestling community-wise. So we do, once again, we stick together. I was actually, while there, I met another up-and-coming podcast, the Three Amigos podcast. Make sure everyone take a follow, take a look at them. They just had an interview with Jay Bougie this past weekend. Where they named it Bad and Bougie. So make sure to look them up. So once again, the Three Amigos podcast. So look them up. Up and coming new podcast here in the tri-state area. So just want to give them a little, little love, a little shout out to them. What else is going on? Your birthday's coming up.
Oh yeah, it is.
We always do this where Richard, I always ask him, like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And he goes, no. I'm just like, oh God. So also too, if you are in the Chicago area for Survivor Series weekend, myself and Sir Wilkins will be in Chicago in the 773. So make sure if you see us, say hey, say what's up. We'll be there for SmackDown and for Survivor Series as well. So make sure if you are in the Chicago area and you're
November 18th
you're there. Yeah, we'll be back at Legends next weekend for Full Gear. Oh, so those that are saying hi, hello, good morning, you guys, please put your names on your comments because I don't know who is saying hey, and I really want to be able to say hey back, So just make sure to put your name if you haven't gave Facebook any permission, which I don't blame you, so it's okay. But yes, Full Gear. Earl's ass this weekend. It was good to see him. It was good to see Vaughn too as well. It was good to see a few people. Oh, Brandon the belt guy who I never met, but that was my fellow Virgo, and it was super dope to see him live and in color. So it was really great. Once again, it's always good to have those type of reunions and meetups. What I was saying, Full Gear. So we'll be back at Legends next weekend for Full Gear. Make sure to come out RSVP for that. And then once again, the following weekend, Legends will be on and popping for Survivor Series as well, Thanksgiving weekend. So make sure if you are in town.
Shout out to young Jen with her little baby boy.
Hey, Jen and Mateo's in the building. Michael Bostic recovering from the flu in the building.
Gotta take some black seed oil.
This nigga needs to sleep so I can sleep.
Black seed oil, change your
sleep
life.
So I can sleep. But yeah, no, we'll be back at Legends, and then for both next weekend and in Survivor Series, we'll be there. Salutations to you as well. Make sure you put your name on your comment so I know who you are. What else has been going on? Oh, the actor strike has ended. I gotta do you like that. The actor strike has ended, so that probably, hey Devin, hey. So that means we probably are at the end of our lovely fall of Cena. And speaking of Cena, let's talk about Crown Jewel real quick. Let's just jump into it.
Great show.
Okay.
My man Logan Paul
Logan Paul with the W and saving Raymond Mysterio all in one swoop.
Nah, he fucked up.
He fucked up.
He caught that nigga though.
But Logan wasn't in position
He
yet.
wasn't in the right position.
Yeah.
But he still caught him though, because that could have ended.
Yes, because it was his fault.
He had to make that
We need to
up.
put some respect on Ray. Like Ray be messing up. Ray don't mess up like that.
Technically, somebody did die in the ring because of him. Who cares?
That's a technicality, and that had nothing to do with him.
Oh God.
But no, yeah, we came out of Crown Jewel out of Saudi Arabia with a new United States champion by the name of Logan Paul. But listen, I hope this sets up him and Bad Bunny. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm here for all of that.
So like, you don't want to see LA Night? Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't. Listen, he can have whoever.
No.
I mean,
Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul.
Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul is money. Like, that is just headline. That is what it is.
That should be at Rumble.
Correct.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Listen,
Logan
so
Paul.
before Bad Bunny go back on tour,
What would the promo would be? Oh, Logan.
I'm the real Puerto Rican. That's really what he got.
Wait, hold on. Logan Paul's really Puerto Rican?
So he lives in Puerto Rico.
He trains in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he lives out in Puerto Rico.
So he's a gentrifier.
Well, who isn't?
Did you see his special?
Of course
Who
not.
isn't?
So I watched his special with him. The special's on his brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's a documentary on Netflix. It's on his brother. So they moved. They used to beef like us.
If y'all only knew.
So they used to beef like it shows how their growth. So they moved to Puerto Rico to get away from distractions, basically.
Okay.
Like them living in LA, you can't get your mind right.
Can't do nothing right.
So that's why his brother moved out there. He got a coach and everything. I think it's the right thing to do, but Royal Rumble, Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul. That's
I don't
money.
know if I ever say Bad Bunny like that. Bad Bunny coming to the ring.
That's how they say it, though, low key. But no, and I feel like they had been set. Like, I feel like that's been the setup, even from when Bad Bunny and Punishment Martinez, which I know that's what I'm always gonna call him, when they tag team at Mania a few years ago. Like, I just feel like it's all been leading up to the two of them kind of colliding, and two celebrity guys coming together, but still has a really good natural knack for the business. So I'm excited to see if that is what ends up happening. We saw the return of a certain pirate young lady by the name of Kairi Shane is now returned.
Fire.
And she helped. Shout out, listen, as much as we shit on Michael Cole, and people has throughout the years,
Still
listen,
don't know why.
this nigga story told the fuck out of that whole segment, and I appreciated that, because I didn't even remember that Bayley was the last person that fought Kairi and took her out of WWE technically.
Because the Sasha Banks was for the title. She's like, oh, Oscar, Kairi, and she left the ring. Y'all shitted on that angle. Shitted on it.
I didn't shit on that angle. It was perfect.
She did.
I don't like Kyrie,
perfect.
so-
The whole internet,
Yeah,
that was so
stupid.
dumb. Why would we leave a
I
title
did think it
match
was
to help
stupid.
your friend out? Really, son?
Yo, listen. I love how you don't forget anything. But
No, I
it was
do not.
perfect. It was perfect because it was so like. It's gonna sound racist. My apologies. It was such a over dramatic anime moment. Like, so when it happened, you saw it on the big screen, and I swear you saw Oscar's freeze up.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she like just like in the anime cartoon,
on, son.
and then she ran to the back
Come
and
on,
everything.
son.
But then it's like, yo, so what we doing right now?
Come on,
so
son.
why you join though? So why you link up with them? So now we got layers.
Thank you, son.
Layers.
And then they came back and then I loved how I love Bayley extending the story. So she had, I think, either tweeted or she had posted like to Dakota,
Fine,
the Dakota.
jump on the podcast for the culture.
Okay, maybe.
That's why
they
they
did
go
they
random.
had a whole documentary on WaleMania, the biggest super fan. So I could definitely have to find that. So
See? You see? Thank you.
no, but I thought it was, so that's what I'm saying. I appreciated Michael Cole, and that's why I always stress the importance of commentary.
Tony Schiavone sometimes does that.
You know what?
He picks and chooses. So that's the shit that killed me last night. And we're gonna talk about AEWs, because I was just like,
It was a good show.
why are we wasting Steve's time with a whole bunch of with a random ass tag team and then Tony Schiavone goes, this is the first time since 1989 that Sting is wrestling in Portland. Or I said, what the fuck?
Why do you remember that, Tony?
What? First of all,
No,
it was a good dope. It was a dope fact because I was sitting here like, damn, since I've been born, what the fuck?
Because
But then it's like, yo, you already know how many months to February? What, 3, 4?
Yeah.
You know you have this 3-4 month window. Why not set Sting up for matches that are going to be meaningful as fuck?
But the thing is,
why are we wasting his time?
So I like that because that's what they do in real sports. So if anybody knows me, I watch SportsCenter, I watch ESPN all day. And if you watch it, they have these most random fucking facts. Like in 1989, Bill Russell had 2.5 rebounds, had 3 rebounds this game in 30 seconds. So it's the record for the most rebounds in 30 seconds. And then AD just broke this record in 25 seconds. Or be like, oh, Eli passed for 20 touchdowns, but in 1990, like I like those things because now you add legitimacy to like.
I agree.
Like that 1986 thing, you're like, oh shit. You might go back and look it up.
That is true.
Yo, what is this match about?
That is true.
In the WWE Network, because
everything's on the Peacock, or if you are outside of the States, on the WWE Network. But it's just
we got a lot to cover today.
It was a lot, but okay, let's going back to Crown Jewel real quick. So yeah, Kairi Shane returned.
Good.
Bailey sold the shit out of it.
Facts.
So it honestly,
yo,
I'm not gonna hold you. It made me be like, yo, damn, I definitely gotta watch SmackDown. Like I definitely gotta tune
so
in.
fine, son.
Like
little stuff.
So. The Fatal 5-Way match, I thought honestly was dope because of how well produced it was. Like,
who produced it?
I don't know who did, but I thought it was well produced. And
I feel like
I'll look it up.
And I'm not, listen, y'all know I'm not the biggest Rhea Ripley fan, but that entrance with all them Saudi princes, I said, no. I said, this is great.
I feel like
I like that.
I feel like even the one on Raw too, I feel like they really highlight the women.
Correct.
Like, not in a way where like it felt like, she got her stuff in, she got her stuff. I felt that it was like, we left both Fatal 5-Ways with more storylines to look forward throughout the whole year.
Right. And then the fact that they did so then they fasted and then they went to Monday night and then they had the Battle Royal thing, which I thought was dope. And I didn't see coming. So I was just like, oh shit, that's something different and new.
And Zoe Starks won?
Correct. And which the right person did win. And I love Zoe.
Didn't she have a title match already?
I feel like something happened with Trish when she had that match.
Okay. The last time match she had was Saturday, but that was like kind of like okay.
But so yeah, the Fatal 5-Way I thought was dope.
The opening match was good. Now Drew have no excuse. Zero. Nobody interfered. Nothing. It was a fair game.
I like the story that they're having with Drew in that sense of like the slow burn of a heel turn that I feel like I haven't seen in a long time. I give them
that match.
Ooh.
Tyson Kidd
and the other GOAT.
Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Woo!
Jason Jordan, Tyson Kidd produced. So everybody does. So I looked up. Jason Jordan and Tyson Kidd produced WWE's Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Rodriguez.
Because you know that should be her name. It was Raquel Gonzalez, but
and Zoe Starks. So Adam Pearce be on double duty.
Listen,
because he produced Solo Sikoa versus John Cena.
Woo!
That was a good match.
I'll go through the list.
Go ahead.
Since we on this, Shane Helms produced Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Sean Davari produced the Io versus Bianca match.
Wow! Shout out to Davari on that.
That's dope.
That was a well produced, just everything. That was really good.
No, it was good. Jamie Noble produced Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes.
Say it again.
Jamie Noble produced.
Jamie motherfucking Noble produced.
Jamie Noble, boy.
Jamie Noble,
what?
boy.
Cody Rhodes versus Punishment Martinez.
Who's Chris Park?
Oh, that's Abyss.
Oh, he has a real name?
Yes, but if you had watched in TNA days, he did go back and forth between Abyss and Chris Park. So
Chris Park and Shane Helms produced the Undisputed match.
Oh, wow! Shout out to Abyss.
The Undisputed match.
Wow. The what you call it? The Roman LA Knight.
Oh, the main event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Shout out to Biz on
Jason
that.
Jordan understands wrestling.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that he can't.
He can't wrestle. So a lot of the so it's interesting because it's like coaching.
Yeah.
Like some really good wrestlers can't produce matches. Like, does it make sense what I'm saying?
No, yeah, because even when I'll put myself in those shoes. Like, I couldn't produce a match. Like, that's something I wouldn't touch. But like the actual putting the book, like booking it, like the two people involved in it, I can do.
I can low key produce a match.
So
Nobody knows that.
I wouldn't.
But I low key
touch.
can produce a match because I understand. Like, I think of it as a comic book.
Okay.
And American wrestling is
theater.
It's like you have to think it about. It's very simple. It's the bad guy coming from the bottom. The good guy coming from the bottom.
It's the beginning, middle, and end.
So it's the bad guy. The good guy has to be down.
Yeah.
And if you think about any good superhero story, you watch a good superhero movie, they're always losing in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And then they come back.
They come back. So
that's a Fast and Furious.
Yeah. that's literally what it is. If you looked at Endgame, you looked at Dragon Ball Z, you looked at all of that, the reason why is because you have to have this, feelings have to be involved.
Empathy for the
They gotta take you on a roller coaster ride.
So when you look at these matches like that, a 6-way match, that shit is hard.
Yes.
So the fact that Jason Jordan and Tyson Kidd can pull that off,
triple threat matches is not
and
easy.
also it shows that like how much they trust
the producers.
The producer, but how much they trust Jason Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because he's relatively new compared to a lot of to the business.
In terms of who the other individuals,
in the game. You know what?
Compared to other individuals you have listed as producers.
Let's give 12 years.
Who?
Jason Jordan?
Yeah,
but
maybe.
But I mean, compared to Adam Pearce,
Tyson Kidd,
Adam Pearce got a solid 20 years on niggas.
Abyss, all these people on the list.
Right,
so what I think and this is going off a little topic, I think we got to give Jason Jordan his like flowers right now because he be putting together some bangers. And it also shows how much the wrestlers trust his input.
His vision, because that's the thing. When you have when you have someone that produces, like one of the I love, and this is a special shout out to him. I love Mike Law because Mike Law sees things very differently. And he can be your coach, but he could also be your producer. And he definitely sees, that's not everyone knows their role in certain positions. And I just had to give a quick shout out to Mike Law because he definitely is one of the great, I think one of the greats in terms of producing on an independent scene level. So I definitely love that for him.
He's very like everything matters.
Correct. The little stuff. Correct.
He's all about, getting you on TV. And he pushes us towards like wrestle for TV all the time.
Mm-hmm. Because that's ultimately the goal.
Because you look more polished.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look sloppy. You don't look crazy.
So, what do you guys think of Crown Jewel in general?
I thought it was solid.
Okay. So, how many cups of coffee do you give it? How many cups of tea?
I'm weak. I mean,
out of what?
Out of 4.
3.5.
3. I was gonna say 3.
It was a full episode.
I think it for me.
It did what it needed to do.
I think it was a 4.
That's fine.
And the reason why I think it was a 4 because it goes back what you said. Like I felt like it did everything it needed to do going into the next. Because we're almost at Mania season.
It actually was a great springboard into Mania season.
Yeah, so now we're setting up. Now we're gonna finish off with Survivor Series.
It's a mid-season break. Where they take a little time
but it's like it's a great way that they setting it up, and I love how now it's all the same thing. Because remember, Crown Jewel was a side story.
Oh, it was a random ass pay-per-view that didn't connect the dots.
Yeah.
And you were just like, what is going on here? But I definitely think at least the last 3 Crown Jewels, they've all been able to be that catalyst into what's next or what's to come.
Yo, son. So I follow this guy named Brandon Thurston.
Yeah, I think he's a writer or something.
He's a writer. He does a lot of stuff with like
with wrestling.
With wrestling, but it's all like on a more of a economic and numbers level.
Right.
He looks at ratings. He'll talk about all the media, all the like the holding calls and everything of that nature. Shout out to Kiki. Kiki's a huge fan of him too. And she be sending me stuff because she paid for the fake stuff.
The Patreon.
She be sending me some stuff. Shout out to Kiki. Happy birthday again. And so I was reading on one of the things. WWE, their pay-per-views, regardless of what time it comes on Saturdays, still messes up Collision's ratings.
Really?
Yes.
Because I remember reading that I think this past Saturday's Collision was like one of their lowest.
WrestInomics.
Yeah, because Brian from on Jim Cornette podcast, whenever they do like they recap ratings, they reference WrestInomics.
Yeah, so when it's insane because like it doesn't even matter. You see how Crown Jewel came on in the morning, it still hurt Collision's pay-per-view.
Wow.
I mean, it still hurt Collision's TV show ratings. So
they was a little under 400,000.
It's
last
insane
weekend.
how that works. So then you start. It makes you think. Can we intake that much wrestling? And I'm not talking about casual fans. I'm not talking about super hardcore fans.
Fans in general.
Just a regular wrestling fan.
Now you exhausted.
Yeah, because you just went through a banger of Crown Jewel. I wouldn't say it's a banger, but it was a good pay-per-view or premium live event.
Premium live event.
PLE. You go through that in the morning, go about your day. Is it because you forget? Or is it because, like you said, you're like, oh, I got my fix.
I already got my wrestling fix.
I go to front Saturday. Once I got my fix,
hey,
I was just like,
yeah, I was good.
I'm good. I don't even know what Collision.
Because Collision is actually a pretty good show.
Because what ended up happening was, because that was the Collision that had Kenny and MJF.
Yeah.
And from what I had read, the whole show was like on average like 360, 370. But their highest peak was the Kenny Omega.
Of course,
and MJF
because
match.
you're gonna turn on that. So, and then you gotta give MJF is not moving the needle technically from what WrestleNomics has been saying.
Which throws me off in how they opened him this week.
Because they thought that would help sometimes. Because WWE does that a lot, low key.
They do.
They'll bring out their champion to have a conversation or something.
But that nigga had a whole match.
You know what the issue is?
It wasn't even like a segment.
I feel like, and I keep on saying this. When AEW first came, including Cody and everybody, I could watch a Crown Jewels and watch AEW right after if that pay-per-view, something like that. I could do that because it was something to come back to every single week. Now, I feel like there's no oomph to the storyline. There's no like, why should I watch this again?
Well, because the way that they've done it is they've circled their soon-to-be free agent with 8,000 storylines, with 8,000 people coming for him, and then it has left off everybody else. And it's just like, huh?
And that's bad because
like
I'm cool with that, but AEW's not it right now, dogs. And I feel bad because it's not the wrestlers, it's not the talent. I'll never put it on the talent. It's just like I don't get excited to watch this.
Christian Bailey again with the blessings.
Christian.
Thank you.
I just don't feel excited to watch this no more.
It's I don't think that's what it is. I think they tapped out.
I was about to say, is it on fumes?
We didn't talk about it.
It tapped out from being hot because they're no longer the new thing in town. As this is just me being like spiritual and stuff like that. We're in the weirdest time in history.
Okay.
Like the world is changing. And whatever you did 5 years ago is not relevant anymore.
I agree.
And that goes into like wrestling, maneuvering. Like they haven't maneuvered differently since the beginning.
No.
And they haven't introduced new things or new people to get you riled up going.
No new gimmicks, none of that.
No new gimmicks or anything of that nature where I don't see like the freshness. Because it's gotten kind of stale because it's not their fault because we take in so much so fast now? Pause.
So Matt asked, shout out to Matt, a part of the Your Sports podcast, asked, so are you saying the excitement of AEW has peaked?
It has.
Yeah.
It has. But the thing about it, everything peaks.
Yeah.
Everything goes through the thing. So now, are they setting up for the future? And circumstantial situations with WWE has led to where they are right now, where they had to make major pivots, because there was a time, I will never forget when shout out to the great birthday gift, you got me tickets to Survivor Series at Barclays Center, half empty. Just the same thing that AEW is going through right now. And I don't want people to think only AEW goes through bad times. WWE goes through bad times multiple times.
All businesses do.
So now where AEW is at, the excitement has peaked. What's your next move?
I agree.
How are you maneuvering to get back to where you were and beyond?
Ant said that new car smell is gone. You know what's crazy though? I feel like once again in wrestling, you have peaks, you have and valleys. Like you have ups and you have downs. And I just think with them, I feel like, in all honesty, now looking at it, they've put so much pressure on MJF. No, not Tamara. We gonna get there, girl. We gonna get there.
Motherfuckers want to hear about NWA.
Cause Billy fucked up the bag.
Fucking dickhead.
Billy fucked up the bag.
No, hold on.
Let
We'll
her
talk.
Wait. Let her
Finish what you're saying, because I have a theory about. I brought it online.
Billy low-key fucked up that bag.
Article?
Nick Khan was dirty macking.
You got the article?
And then low-key
article?
What, you sent it to me something?
No, I'm actually like, you got the article you was talking about, you was reading about. I'm gonna put it on the screen.
No, I don't have it.
Okay.
But no, I was saying, like, once again, I feel like what AEW does is they'll put all their eggs in one basket. And they're doing it with MJF. They're putting so much pressure on MJF. You're putting so much pressure on a guy. Granted, he is your world champion, but once again, doesn't even have the belt to even say I am the world champion, which is a different story for a different time of the show. But but you have this guy who's supposed to be the face of your company, but then he shows up he opens up Dynamite with his tracksuit that says 2024. So it's like, bro, what are we doing to not only, if worst case scenario MJF does not return to AEW, then who's gonna hold the rock? Who's gonna hold the ball next?
Darby.
But they don't position Darby to even be a choice. It upsets me.
But you know what? This is an interesting conversation, because you mentioned, what do they do when MJF leaves, if he decides to leave?
Correct.
Because I don't think he's gonna leave, to be honest. I think he's just trolling it and then
I
talking
don't see.
shit.
That's the thing. I don't know.
I think he's leaning.
Because I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't think Jade was gonna leave. I didn't think it.
Who's Jay?
I said Jade.
Oh,
Jade.
Jay.
I didn't think it.
You didn't think it?
And then when it happened, I said, okay, because you know what? Cody leaving made sense. And I never questioned it. I never was like, oh, no, that made sense. He had to go home. That made sense.
WWE be dirty macking.
Jade leaving AEW, that was like the first big, and I said that before, it was the first big, like, oh, shit.
But the thing about it, you have to understand is WWE has a leg up in the situation.
Yeah, they do.
I have 30 plus years in the business. I am a publicly traded company, which means I got bread. Like, when you publicly traded and you're doing well, you got bread.
Yeah.
That's one. That's number two. Number three, Triple H is charismatic as fuck. Cause I'm telling you, cause I'm telling you, he called them up, was like, yo, hey, I'm pretty sure this is what happened when he called up, yo, Jade, I heard your contract up. Oh, okay. You know how niggas be talking softly? Because I know he was talking softly to Jade on the phone.
He put on his WBLS voice.
He was talking real soft, like, yo, your contract is up. What you thinking about doing something? She probably Tony offered me a contract. It's a lot of money. It's like, oh, they can offer you a contract, but then they offer you the world. He said some G shit like that.
As he should have.
She probably was like, oh, he didn't offer me. What do you mean by the world? And he's going through the list of stuff we're going to do with you.
Send out mock-ups of certain things.
We're gonna send it, and then how about you just come in? Just come visit. And that's the business version. Let me just put the tip in.
This nigga said.
That is the business. Just come visit. I do that all the time in sales. When I gotta sell a new training package, I be like, yo. I know you unsure about this. And I looked them in the eyes.
But I got you.
Just come back next week.
I'm gonna show you different.
We gonna show a little different. That's
how niggas
That is
G-Mac
the
you,
definition of let me put the tip in,
That's how ladies,
and that's it.
Ladies, that's how you get G-Macked.
So then,
let me come show you real quick.
She comes up to Stanford.
He licked his lips when he saw like.
He's hot though.
And the thing about it, he sent the private jet.
Yeah.
Cause you know Jay like the expensive shit.
She does. Yeah.
So in the private, she gets on the private jet. Champagne waiting.
Yeah, ooh, this nice.
Had a car with her name on it.
But she kind of bougie, so she had to cash her money on the table.
Ooh, he's like, yo, here's 10 grand. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
And then she flies over here.
Oh, I noticed that your daughter, one of those Jordans. So
I sent it there. I know you like to work out. I sent the case of C4 to your crib.
Oh, your boyfriend. Yo, I noticed that how his team, the bats looking flimsy. Got him brand new bats.
Got him brand new bats and everything. Your daughter like gymnastics? Well, you know what? Here's a year of gymnastics for your daughter.
I'm sorry, 2 years.
2 years. So she on the jet. Feeling good.
God.
Tony Khan is blowing up her phone.
Like,
because we've been that nigga before. When the ill nigga come.
Where you at? When the new nigga come.
When the ill new nigga comes. And you blowing up your shorty's phone.
You trying to locate
You
her.
trying to find where she's at. Because I know he was blowing up her phone. And she was pressing ignore.
Yep.
Ignore.
The red button was hard.
Then she gets on the tarmac. Limo is there. She'll even take 10 feet off the plane, hopped in the limo. She in Stanford. And then you get to the headquarters?
The new
AEW share headquarters with the Jaguars.
It's in the stadium.
So these lusty niggas, oh, look good, boo. One.
Have you, because I went to, for the shoot job, we have a location right next to the new Titan Towers.
Ooh, dope.
So I saw it from a distance. And I know you can see the big buildings, the WWE, and you know she walked in and said, "Welcome, Jade."
Mm-hmm. Everybody said hi. Everybody was welcoming.
Your favorite beverage.
So now she moist. She moist, and Triple H sees the kill.
Licking his lip again.
Yo, I wondered. So they
Birdman
must did the same thing with Kairi, because Kairi was cool up in Japan, chilling, year and a half. Chilling,
he flew there. This nigga.
My nigga Trips be working.
This nigga Trips, he bagged the boss's daughter. That's enough said.
No problem.
Enough said.
No problem.
Yeah.
Nigga, he married into wrestling royalty.
A storyline that turned into real life.
And the crazy thing about it, though, son, he raped her basically. Had her unconscious.
Wow.
In the storyline.
Wow.
In the storyline.
Yeah,
Not in real life.
But wow.
Not in real life. and then he felt it. Hold on. He was at the wedding. And guess who was one of the people at the wedding? Undertaker.
Come on.
You said. Who gonna say a word to you? Triple H is a G. He saw Jay walk in. He said, "I got him."
Put some respect on his.
Got him.
Got him.
And I know Nick Khan was there. Nick Khan probably popped up and said, "Hey."
Don't forget, The Rock was free during that time. So The Rock was there.
I don't need a presentation with The Rock. Rock popped in.
Hey, Jade.
This is what you could do. Look what
saw
I
your
did.
match. Yo, da-da-da-da. Oh, man, thank you.
Yo, y'all.
So they like everything that's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if MJF left because, but I think one thing that we're seeing right now with WWE, they are prepping for the future.
Correct. Everything and in all honesty, and you see it every week on NXT. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I was just about to say
that. And then the fact that, so I guess we can jump into that now in that conversation where it was announced that NXT had signed, WWE had signed a 5-year TV deal with CW Network. On the cusp of like 20 to 25 mil a year,
AKA
for the
WB11 to the old school fans.
Right.
Cause we old niggas.
The WB.
Anybody over 30?
That was where the Parent Trap was on.
Facts.
That was the Wayne's Brothers was on. It was mad shows on WB that came on. Like, that was crazy.
Listen, they are prepping for the future.
Come on, dog.
And so, shout out to WrestleNomics. And to go back to what you're saying, because you mentioned the 5-year deal. So, I'll get that in a second. I mentioned a 5-year deal. NXT has better ratings than 99% of shows on CW11.
Wow.
Dang.
Because, and it's funny because Mikey was telling me the other day.
So I'm to glow.
I I don't know what time that comes on though.
So how they gonna have Glow and that on?
They won't be on at the same time. If it's on CW, it's not going to be on at the same time.
I don't.
Like, I think
Stephanie Hardy?
I think NXT will still be on Tuesday nights.
Shout out to Jay Quest.
Hey, shout outs to the bro in the building. Yeah, Black Lightning was on. Dynasty was on CW. And when I found out that bitch got canceled, I was upset. But Mikey was telling me that the CW network is starting to transition from the superhero era and all the TV show era, and they actually want to be heavy on sports. So they're working on actually bringing inside the NFL on CW. They have golf on CW. Like, they're working on transitioning into a heavy sports network. So at the end of the day, you see it all unhappily ever after with that fucking doll, the little puppet shit.
Yeah.
That was a show.
Yeah.
That was a show. But yeah, so now that they're starting to transition into more of a sports related type of network, that's why and they had said, even though and we'll talk about I don't watch college football, so that's why.
But it's cheaper though too.
But for them to be on CW, they're gonna be able to be on
everyone's house
and many other households than they already are on the USA
America.
Network. And on top of the fact that even last week, they I had read that, was it this week's? No, I think it was either this week's or last week's. They were in the 700,000-800,000 on the rating wise. And I know I'm not into ratings, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, and someone had said it in the comments, NXT has been the most consistent TV show in wrestling, to be honest with you. And listen, don't bandwagon NXT. If y'all niggas wasn't shooting in the gym with NXT 2.0, no, come over here on something like, oh, NXT is popping. Nah, NXT been popping.
And the crazy thing about it is,
popping.
Niggas shitted on NXT 2.0.
Oh,
that
shit
shit is trash.
Boo.
Why it's so colorful for? What?
But all them niggas that was in NXT 2.0, guess what? Now they the main stars of NXT right now.
Come on.
And they showing
Son.
characters and they showing stories.
And don't forget, and I said this before, everybody said, no, you was wrong. Everybody who transitioned for the new NXT, they're automatically TV ready. The tag team, the Diamond Mine.
Woo!
Come on.
The Creed brothers.
The Creed, sorry. The Creed brothers.
First of all, Ivy Niles. Let me say this real quick, because let me say this to y'all.
Nice.
Yo, that girl it said but 2 words and they do but 2 things on NXT. I promise y'all that. This girl came in. They signed their contracts on Monday Night Raw. She was in the Battle Royal. She was the last 4 women in that Battle Royal. She threw out probably the most bitches in that Battle Royal. That alone, I was like, they setting up my girl Ivy up, and I love that for her, because once again, you're coming in this transition where, listen, the next up is they got to start being showcased.
So we got to put some respect on Shawn Michaels' name, baby.
Come on.
And I like what they're doing. They started doing the Iron Survivor challenge, because that once again will be 2 of the matches for NXT Deadline. No, that's not my homegirl. I was very upset that she's next week's She picks next week's matches. Jesus
Ivy
Christ.
Nile is a muscle mommy. You gotta love her.
Okay, I'm weak. But I love the fact that they have Mick Foley, they have Lita, they have The King, and JBL will be picking the qualifying matches for the next few weeks. So that shit is gonna be dope on NXT. But
I like what I like them being on CW11. I know I'm coming in and
no, you were bringing it back to CW, so that was fine.
So thank you. I had the doctor called. Yeah, I had to make sure
the balls is all right.
Yeah,
Everything
balls
all right.
All
right. Chest all right.
No
Head right?
testicular cancer. No.
Okay, I
no
like
STDs.
that. Oh, hallelujah.
Anyways, so I like that because this puts the spotlight on WWE's future. And now we more than legitimizes NXT even more. And yo, how the fuck did NWA drop this bag,
now,
bro?
let's talk about the bag being dropped. So NWA had a pay-per-view. I think it was either 2 weeks ago or something like that. They had a pay-per-view, and there was this segment on the goddamn pay-per-view. And listen, I I love James Mitchell. Kid you not. Love James Mitchell. But James, that was not it. That was not it, bro. There was a segment where it just looked like a whole bunch of niggas was out here bumping each other with fucking coke. And it was the wildest shit ever. It's like, it wasn't necessary.
But hear me out. And this is where, like, I get generally confused. We really pick and choose when it comes to certain shit. If it's behind a paywall, isn't it more leniency?
It's still the perception of it, though. He okayed it because it was on pay-per-view. And even Eric Bischoff had talked about it on his podcast with Conrad, where it's like, yo, yeah, on pay-per-view, you have more leeway to do certain things, but there still is a fine line, like, in terms... And wrestling...
Nick Khan was dirty macking.
Yo, you got to think about it. Wrestling right now, granted, can be for the niggas, but wrestling, for the most part... Your core like money bag is kids. Your core money bag is kids. And for NWA to be on a YouTube stands and now in this conversation with getting a TV deal, bro, you can't be on paper. You can't be anywhere showing that you out. Everybody out here in a coke party. Like, we can't coke boys on pay per view.
But again,
shit is wild.
Why is it okay to do whatever you want on OnlyFans, Patreon, but when it comes to pay-per-view, you can't do but so much things.
No, you
hold on, because traditionally pay-per-view you can buy whatever you want as long as you pay your money. So it's just like it's a paywall.
So you have a point, but the thing is what she said. It's the perception. So we're looking. So I'm CW. We're basically on broadcast television. We're not even on cable. We're on regular broadcast station.
Like antenna TV,
Antenna TV, like you have, like you can turn on a TV and you'll pop on.
Okay.
This is like you need a subscription.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this, and then I don't know wrestling. Most of those people that are watching,
they already don't fuck with wrestling.
They don't mess with wrestling. And this is my second point that I want to bring up about something else. They don't know wrestling. They think it's stupid already. But you're already promising me that this is going to be great. It's going to be good. We're going to get your ratings up. It's going to be good for family. All this other stuff. Whatever you want to say, right? And then I see coke. And I see bitches.
Yo.
I see coke and bitches.
Coke and bitches.
Now, you thinking, oh, it's not a big deal, because it really isn't a big deal, because it's a segment. It's not it's not what they're really doing. But once again, you're talking about people who don't know what wrestling really is, who for some odd reason can't wrap their heads around wrestling.
They don't see the value in it. So
they don't see the value.
They already come into the table with two strikes against them.
And then I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to tell you this, I'm not 100% sure. Nobody has told me this, but I'm just being conspiracy theorist Wilkins. Nick Khan was already on the phone with them.
Saying, look.
No. Before that, like, yo, rumor around the streets is that you going to NWA? Have you heard about NXT? And they're like, what is that? Because you know the niggas don't know what the fuck it is. And then Nick Khan being smooth that he is because he's a former sports agent. That's where Nick Khan comes from. That's Nick Khan's background. He's a former sports agent. Yeah. And he was a really good sports agent.
He know how to talk business.
He know how to talk. So he's probably was like, yo, we have the future WWE here. I know you like superheroes.
And we
got real life superheroes.
And don't forget, just add on to his point though, is the last month, cut it up, showing them a demo. Undertaker. Oh, I know Undertaker. John Cena could come. So low key, that might go. That you know what? I think you're right, because when you think about it, they know the contract is about to be up. They know things are about to change, and we all thinking about them versus AEW. No. It is us versus AEW, but we're playing chess right now. If we show CW like, yo, we hitting 1 million, we hitting close to 1 million. This is more than what your company, your station does on average. Because all you guys, all American homecoming, all American kids, all American road bikes.
Don't cancel any of them, bitch. Don't cancel any of them shows. I love all of them.
So you showing all of this, and then Bill Corgan is talking about NWA because I'm pretty sure they were in conversations with both.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people were like, oh, the WWE came and scooped in once they sold the Coke thing. No, so apparently the talks with CW had already been in talks with CW for months. So it was something they had already been working on before Coke Boys decided to pop on pay-per-view. So at the end of the day, the thing is that you don't need extreme segments to push an agenda or push a storyline. Like you don't, like this isn't the era where, cause that's what I was thinking, and I was just like, yo, if you ever look back, you're like, yo, some shit, even on pay-per-view, was like the fact that Big Boss Man got hung with a noose on pay-per-view is the wildest shit ever.
No, it's 100%
the wildest
fact.
shit ever. But you wouldn't see. But can they do that now? No.
They probably wanted to go with NWA, but Nick Khan was in the air and was like, "Yo, come on home."
True.
Come on home. This is UPN 9. Remember UPN 9 back in the day? You had SmackDown.
Yeah.
So come on home to us. But then they probably was like, yo, we're going to stick with NWA. You know, we spoke to Bill first. We're going to do that.
Loyalty.
But they were waiting for something to happen.
Yo, and that he showed up. He sure showed up.
That's what I think. I don't know that's for sure.
It just is wild.
And like honestly, it's easier to sell WWE people because hey, you have All American. Yo, don't you want Braun Breaker on this show? Don't you want this person on this show?
Yo, Braun Breaker All American would be done.
It's definitely a lot of crossover appeal, and them having so many diverse people on NXT. You could show highlight reel just the women alone how to kick an ass.
And then it also it's great because it's young. So they can, like you said, they can be on All American. Mm-hmm. They could be on the show. They can have All American come on through.
Oh, could you imagine Trick on All American?
Yeah, it works. It works, but I feel bad for Billy because he's really been trying with NWA.
Yo, and apparently the deal that they were working on with CW was gonna have NWA Power on CW, but also have the reality show. And I had read that Billy was going to fund the reality show himself. He wasn't even going to take money. Like he wasn't even asking for money for that. He was going to put his own dollars into that shit. And then now you fucked up the bag. All of one segment. Was it worth it?
And if it's true about it being that segment was the nail in the coffin for them, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Because
I feel bad for the
talent.
workers.
No, I feel bad for the talent because the talent probably was sitting there like, yo, like we about to be on, like we about to level up.
Supposedly it was like they said it was like it was 8 figures.
And now, yeah.
So that's like $10 to $20 million a year.
That's what I'm saying. It probably was a little lower than what NXT got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, but it's insane because the possibilities for NWA with that deal and what it could have done, like you said, for the workers and everything. And now you're looking like, yo, damn. Speaking of damn, MLW.
Damn. I don't know what's going on. I mean, of course, MLW still is in legal litigation and with WWE, but there's a lot of things that are shifting, a lot of people that are leaving, a lot of people requesting to leave, and it's a weird time for that to be a thing.
There's somebody that I work with that just left MLW. I'm going to get some scoops.
Okay.
I'm going to come back to y'all.
More on this in my stand the man voice, because the shit just doesn't...
Said that. How much do you think they made off of Smashing Pumpkins? A lot.
Now, he might have, because them niggas was touring and stuff like that, like back in the day.
But you also understand, like, he's a businessman.
Yeah, and he probably had other businesses outside of Smashing Pumpkins.
And on top of that, it's the difference between hip-hop and every other music is different. Every other music... Country artists, everyone else could live off of 2 albums the rest of their life. Hip hop, you always got to give them new stuff. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of hip hop, we'll have more information as we get closer to Rumble. So if anyone's gonna be in the Tampa Bay area, the Friday, the night before the Royal Rumble, my good friend and a good friend of the podcast, Megaran, will be having an event. It's a hip hop wrestling event where they're gonna have some rap battles. They're gonna have some vendors. They're gonna have good thing, big right, right, Elijah, because the shit was this shit was problematic when it happened.
Look. Good thing that Vince Wilson wasn't black.
Seriously, because I want everyone to go back and watch that shit because that shit was wild. But yeah, my good friend.
Oh, this makes sense why he made so much money.
What?
He's the songwriter.
Oh yeah, songwriters make bank.
He wrote the songs for the band,
and they continue to make money. Every time they get played, he get paid.
Oh, that's why he's so rich.
But as I was saying, Megaran is hosting an event out in Tampa. We'll have more information as the weeks go on. But I do want anyone that is thinking about coming out. It's gonna be it's gonna give that WaleMania feel. As Vaughn just mentioned, WaleMania's date was released this past week, so the Thursday night of WrestleMania week.
SmackDown.
The day before SmackDown, because right now, and I think WWE had just did like a soft release of the other events that's happening WrestleMania weekend. So we have WaleMania that Thursday. I think it's April the 4th. And then the Friday night will be Friday Night SmackDown along with the Hall of Fame. And then Saturday morning, most likely, will be NXT Stand and Deliver. And then night 1 of WrestleMania and then night 2 of WrestleMania. So once again, Philadelphia, the takeover is going to be going on. So, but just look out for look out for all more events between now and WrestleMania, because a lot of things are going to go down as time goes on. I absolutely will, Anthony, post about that. Absolutely. Fabian Fields, hi, good morning. Do you think MLW is going to be?
We talked about it last week.
Going to Grant?
He did, remember?
They're not though. They're not gonna release him. It's unfortunate.
Release who?
Hammerstone.
Yeah.
They're not gonna release.
Why don't you think they're gonna release him? I mean, we spoke about it last week.
Well, no, just because they've invested so much into him, they're not gonna release him. That's just that. Yeah. What? Yo, SmackDown. So even though SmackDown was a taped show because of Saudi Arabia, the segment that was not on my bingo card, ladies and gentlemen, was B-Fab asking to talk to Bobby Lashley. I said, what the fuck?
Trying to improve her life, son.
Okay.
These niggas.
Listen, the streets is up. So I saw that and I popped. I said,
I was so happy for her. Because, so, you know what that shows? They believe in her.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're willing to put B-Fab with somebody like Bobby Lashley, who's established former world champion, and the Street Profits, who are former WWE Tag Team Champions, I think from SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
And NXT.
And NXT, you believe in her.
Yeah.
Or you're willing to give her another chance and rebrand and see what she does.
Third time the charm.
So
it's interesting to see what will happen out of that.
Let me upgrade you.
You mentioned Raw being pretty solid, which I do agree. Everybody put some motherfucking respect on my nigga Tozawa. Akira Tozawa is out here in these streets, wrestling on Monday, wrestling on Tuesday night. Listen, my man is out here on social media getting it in. Like Alpha Academy with Tozawa is by far one of the best things in wrestling right now, for me at least, because it just shows once again another person where that's probably been in catering for half of the year, and now it's getting some notoriety, some matches. He faced Nakamura this past Monday. He faced No Man Dar. I thought it was good. He faced No Man Dar at the Heritage Cup. They opened up NXT this week, which I thought was dope.
So once again, Brandon Thurston. NXT is really killing it. So NXT was #1 show on cable television on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It beat out everybody on cable television.
There's nothing on Tuesday that day. Election day.
Election day always kills. It beat out
because of the whatchamacallit, because everybody's watching the polls, the results.
It beat out CNN election night coverage.
Damn.
So the group, so the demographic of 18 to 49 was #1.
Woo!
On cable.
Shout out to NXT. They had
CW probably saw it like, let me scoop it up.
Well, yeah.
CW already scooped it up.
And then on finishing up on Monday Night Raw, once again, the build up, the lead up to, of course, Adam Pearce. And no, he didn't say it like Steven Regal. You guys got to give it up. But he gave me intensity, and I was here for it. War Games was announced finally, officially. Judgment Day versus Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes.
Was it Team Cody?
I don't want to say
I'm definitely Team Cody.
I'm definitely Team Cody though.
So why can't we Team J?
No.
It can't be Team. His daddy created the damn match. He can't be the team captain. Come on now.
True.
Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. So the rumor is that they're gonna add a 5th player on each team. So apparently the rumor is that Drew McIntyre will be on the Judgment Day side. And the returning of Randall
I didn't want to hear that.
is apparently the fifth member of team.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't want to say Team Cody.
What if it's CM Punk?
Yo, I was talking to Justin. Shout out to Justin.
Get injured?
Yo, I was talking to him on Instagram because he had posted it, and I was just like, yo, if niggas his cult of personality.
Oh, I don't even like this nigga. I'm a pop.
I knew it.
I don't even like this nigga because I'm sitting right next to you.
I knew it. You're gonna lose. I'm gonna record it.
If this nigga CM Punk comes out, that shit will be good. In Chicago?
True.
At Allstate Arena?
It is gonna be.
Do you think that they're gonna treat him like? Do you think that he's gonna get like any good storylines or anything like that?
Listen, like I told y'all before, 6-month run. Now to Mania. Give him versus Seth. Just do it.
That's not gonna be a good match.
Just do it. Says who?
It won't be.
Like, yo, CM Punk ain't CM Punk no more.
So does it matter who he wrestles?
Yes.
So who would you want to be entertained with Phillip Brooks?
Fuck that. I want to see Seth versus AJ.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm asking you, what would entertain you with Phillip Brooks?
Cabana.
This nigga just wants to waste money. Jesus.
CM Punk versus Roman.
So Roman can whoop his ass?
Yes.
And talk shit?
Yes. This is the needle mover. This is the needle mover.
I'm the best in the world. Oh God.
CM Punk, right?
Jesus.
You're right. Someone said Kevin Owens.
Someone said CM Punk comes out to a Nakamura over challenge. That's OD.
No, I am totally down for CM Punk.
They're setting up War Games. So they set up War Games on Monday Night Raw, which is going to be really interesting, really cool. They also the Miz versus Gunther will be at Survivor Series for the Intercontinental Championship.
That's gonna be a good
That's
match.
going to be really good.
All right, see Miz versus Seth.
You saw Miz do that little springboard?
Of course. Of course, he been in the studio.
He been trying. He's like, I gotta ask them. They think I'm boring.
They think yo,
they throw the springboard in my
they say I'm pussy. So
but
let me
one thing about
springboard.
Miz is when he around like workers, he does elevate his game.
Yo, and I love the fact that they've been able to elevate Ivar. I'm not gonna hold you. It's very interesting. Once again, injuries happen to tag team partners all the time, so it's good that they didn't just leave him to the side and just be like, well, you just have to wait till your dude come back from neck surgery. Of all things.
Shout out to Ricochet being consistent on television.
Oh, Rico
talking
Booty.
to the man.
Yeah. Oh, Samantha returned this week. That was really good because she's shorty, the ring announcer.
Shorty.
Because I guess she needed a week, which well deserved. What else happened on Raw real quick? I don't know, because I feel like all the Battle Royal thing happened. Okay. So then once again, Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley will be at Survivor Series as well. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what SmackDown does this week, with it being live, being back from Saudi. So
I love it.
Very interesting. So yeah, as I said on NXT, they opened up the show with No Man Dar versus Tozawa for the Heritage Cup. So they've been building that, and then next week they'll be back. Shout out to the Metaphor, because Metaphor is actually one of the dopest little stables. They literally put 4 niggas together and it works, and it's the funniest thing. But they'll be back next week. Alpha Academy will be back on NXT next week for the meta sessions with the Metaphor. So we'll see what happens with that. Once again, the Iron Man Survivor Challenge, the qualifying matches. So Tiffany Stratton qualified, and Dijak qualified on the men's side. I'm trying to think what else. And then they ended it off. Whew. Man, movie television at its best. They ended it off with Trick and Mello. Right. Like
when Tupac hugged what's it?
He hugged him and he gave him that look. And even though a lot of people was giving Brian Pillman Jr. slack for how he entered himself into it, I actually liked it. It gave me you gotta have somebody that's gonna stir the pot, and that's gonna be able to maybe say things to make other one think of something too. But
someone said that it was terrible, Brian Pillman.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was terrible. I just think, once again, you got somebody coming from a company where he didn't even get to say more than 2 words. He didn't even get character development.
The only time I ever heard Brian Pillman speak is when he did a promo for us. That's it. That man never speaks. And this is what I have to tell people is when it comes to wrestling, and that's why I tell people, go to wrestling school, do your homework. There's certain people who may excel in the whole physical part. Nice in the ring, but they can't talk a lick. And vice versa. It takes time to be comfortable and be comfortable like that. When's the last time Brian Pillman Jr. even had the mic to talk?
Right.
AEW?
So that's why that's why when people were trying to like shit on him, I was just like, yo, let him cook, let him get some reps in, let him get some time in. And same with Trick. He's been the last almost 2 years with Mello, but never really touched the microphone. So unless he's announcing Mello coming out. So like give these guys time to really just stand on their own and cook a little bit. But I just love, once again, the dramatic ending, and then once again commentary putting it over, saying like, yo, you're left with more questions than answers. Like, it just was such a well together show this week, as it is every week. Glenn
Someone
Thomas.
said that Varsity Blondes fire on Dark and Rampage, my nigga. Dark and Rampage.
Did they ever talk? Like, anyway. Glenn Thomas asks, why do you guys think they never tried bringing back the Cruiserweight Classic or some form of that series? The tournament was fire.
I think they're getting rid of the weight classes.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and I think that happened when they had ended up combining the Cruiserweight and the North American title.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
So when they did that, I think it just kind of eliminated that. And I think a lot of the guys aren't even in that weight class, to be honest, to be able to have that classic again. But I think even this Iron Survivor like match that they do, I think it's a great showcase between different weight classes and things like that. So I don't think they've missed out on that element. Wes Lee came back, and that probably will be the North American title match at Deadline with him versus Dom. So they're building up on that. All right, A-Dubs this week.
So let's get to the main thing.
Yeah, because you got to explain yourself.
So everybody doesn't know Samoa Joe versus Keith Lee.
Everybody does know.
For people who didn't watch it.
Niggas know. Even if you didn't watch it, you woke up this morning and saw that shit. Everybody was talking about it.
So everybody saw that, once again, ROH TV champion is Samoa Joe.
Was.
Can we
Fine, go.
tell the story?
Go for it.
It was Samoa Joe versus Keith Lee, and the ROH TV title was on the line. Samoa Joe beats Keith Lee.
Choked him out.
Good match, whatever. And Samoa Joe gets on the mic and says, I ain't here for this ROH title. I'm here to get some AEW gold, and I'm going to be getting it. So then the streets of the internet wrestling community got very angry and said that was an abomination. It shouldn't have went down like that. Now, last week on the show, I said, what has Tony Khan done for ROH? And once again, I stick by that. Absolutely nothing.
But
You preluded to the whole shit.
because the thing, and this is why I feel it's a damn cop-out, right? Everyone said this. Oh, you know what he did? He kept people employed. I said, nigga, cracker, I'm talking about in a wrestling sense. You missed the whole point. Everybody want to be so right by making that damn point that they missed the point what this man was trying to say.
Yes.
Because literally, he basically telling everybody that ROH ain't shit. I understand that if he was one of those TNT champion and stuff like that, how Austin was like, you know what? I gotta trade this in for a title shot. Cool. I could definitely understand that. So he just dumped the title in the ring and say, I won't be AEW again. Really?
So
But according to the internet, Tony Khan kept Ring of Honor afloat. You know what kills me about that? All these major wrestling brands, it's on free television or on the internet. But Ring of Honor, it's on Honor Club. And you know what's Honor Club? Pay-per-views, and that's it. At least with WWE Network, the old one, you get old shows, old interviews. You get so much for $10. Outside of Honor Club, they don't talk about nothing on there but wrestling. Cool, but I could go to title match.
So what's on Honor Club, first of all?
Just wrestling.
What do you mean, just wrestling?
Just Ring of Honor stuff.
Yeah, so
Ring of Honor's libraries on there?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, title match for the same price. I get wrestling from all across the world. But you're talking about he keeping it afloat. And the crazy thing about it, subscription is not even that high. They think they're bringing more memory, but it's not.
So, okay. First of all, they need to call me, Tony, if you need some ideas for content for the thing. I got you, big dogs.
I'm fucking weak.
So this is my point. I didn't think it was a big deal because they had to get the title off of Joe, but they also wanted Joe to look strong. And Joe is the heel in the situation. So how do you make him look strong and also take the title off of him? Go ahead.
Now y'all know I hate multi niggas in the ring. Hate it. They could have did a fatal 4-way. And the person could have pinned somebody. They didn't have to pin. Joe didn't even have to be in the decision of the match, and still would have looked strong. It still would have looked fine. And on top of the fact, he went up to Max and said, "Yo, if I'm your tag team partner for the ROH tag team titles, let's talk about this. I'm volunteering my services to be your tag team partner for another ROH title. But if I do it and we win, I get an AEW title shot." So you didn't even have to drop the title in the manner that you did it to still get what you wanted, because you're still going to be in an ROH title match in the pre-show for fucking Full Gear.
Listen, I get it.
It made no sense.
But what they try to do is set up.
And they didn't have to do, and all honesty, Keith Lee didn't have to be the person to even do all that. Like what was the point? Like, you had him come out. They had set it up, I guess, on Collision or Rampage or one of them fucking shows they do on days I don't watch fucking wrestling. And they fucking have him and Keith Lee does his promo, whatever. Then they set up the match for Wednesday night. Yo, even if he would have lost, he still wouldn't have looked crazy. He wouldn't have looked weak because he lost another big ass dude. Yeah. Like, what does it matter? Because to be honest, why are you even getting another title shot when Max already beat you? What are we talking about? So the whole instance of for all of that, Samoa Joe should have just did fucking Alundra Blaze, brought out the fucking trash can, and threw the fucking belt in the garbage. That's what he did. He shitted on he's the longest reigning TV champion in ROH history. What was the point of saying, fuck this title, I don't need it, this is not what I came here for? But then you became the longest reigning champion, and then be like, well, I'm going for AEW Go. What?
Well,
that doesn't make any sense.
That's all I had to say about that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
no sense.
ROH ain't shit.
Yo, but Joe validated that on fucking Dynamite. Ooh, and it didn't make any sense.
That's a good
Samoa Joe. Yo, the end of the match, Joe said, yo, give me the microphone. And basically said, yo, this shit ain't nothing. I don't even know why I'm champion. Let me leave this here for y'all to figure it out. I'm going to go back to an imaginary door AEW and go get a title that I want.
Janelle, understanding that it doesn't matter because they still have jobs.
Listen, if I'm not happy, if I'm not progressing in a job, I'm finding a new job. And that got nothing to do with wrestling. That's just life in general.
He's fine. He in his job.
Niggas is content. Listen, more power to you.
You know what's interesting about Keith Lee? And maybe he's happy. Maybe he's content where he's at. Doesn't really care. And I know they're supposed to have they're setting, supposedly this is setting up for ROH title match between Keith Lee and Shane Taylor.
And that's what somebody just said. But you know what? You could have had Keith win the belt to set it up. What are you doing?
But then what do you do with Samoa Joe if he can't go for the main title, if he just lost?
Bro, he already set himself up, talking himself into another ROH title tag team match for him to get the title shot that he wants. And to be honest, Joe shouldn't even get another title shot because Max already fucking beat him.
Thank you.
It didn't even matter. It is the same thing with Warlow, with the damn promo he put on. I'm sitting here like, what are we doing? You already beat him. Warlow, that was a chapter you already went through.
Ralph,
what are we going back for?
It makes no sense. Like,
what are we doing?
Janelle's right. You dump you dumped the title, that was single title, to pick up another title with MJF. To
be interim tag team, ROH tag team champion, to then just get the title match that you want.
Well, you know, it's this.
And then they keep having Listen, I don't agree with Max not having this belt. It is my biggest pet peeve in this whole build up with him and sliced bread white Jade White. Biggest pet peeve. You open up your AEW Dynamite show with your world title match, which was really good. Him and Daniel Garcia definitely left everything in the ring, and I can respect that. But it was a title match with no title. What are we doing? Like, for all that, they might as well did the coke scene. All that. AEW might as well just do it. Fuck it. Bolts and hoes. Go for it. This shit don't make no sense.
What's your excuse, huh?
There is none.
Internet. What's your excuse?
There is none.
No.
Keith Lee deserved better.
What's your
And
excuse?
I know all of y'all out there saying that that's karma to him because what he said about Walter, and I get that.
No. So I want to say something.
It's just like, what?
Because I remember watching Keith Lee's documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And he had asked his dad where he should go because he was about to go to New Japan. I think Keith Lee should have went to New Japan.
Yeah.
Hindsight 2020,
Yeah.
I think he would have killed in New Japan.
Yeah.
I think his time when WWE was off because I think now he would probably have been more successful at
feel like
WWE.
So I think they, and it could have, everyone could debate that, but I think the call up was not necessary yet. I think he should have stayed at NXT a little bit longer.
I agree.
To be honest, because they had called, it was him, it was like Karrion Kross, it was like a whole bunch of them at the same time, and it was like all these top guys coming into WWE. Now they're coming into the ocean compared to the pond, and now it's like a sink or swim type of situation. And then I think once again they didn't know what type of character direction to go with Keith Lee once he got on the main roster. So that's why I think he really should have actually just stayed in NXT and
Or
just
went to
been in
New
there.
Japan before. I think
Could've been.
because he would have been such an attraction.
Yeah.
Big black dude.
Yeah.
Doing crazy moves. Like he would have killed New Japan.
Don't forget, Wesley was over there for a minute, and it helped his career.
MVP.
Not MVP. MVP too, but that big dude. He's on. His name was. Oh my God, he's
Bronson
Reed.
Oh well, yeah, because
Him
he
going
was
to New
hopping
Japan?
around.
Fucking helped his career.
He was hopping
Because
around
not
there
only
in
that,
the
because
indies.
Not only that, it's helped him in his in-ring and his whole presentation as a big man. So you're right.
So he said, so somebody mentioned, remember Keith Lee got hurt and COVID in WWE and that sideline is pushed.
Oh, you're right here.
So yeah, that's something. I
That
think
plays a part in it too.
I
But,
think his timing was just off.
but I just feel like, yo, if you're gonna, and my other issue with the ROH situation was, yeah, y'all know how I feel about your girl Ember Moon, Athena, whatever y'all want to call her today. But there's no reason why that girl has not been on a Dynamite defending that ROH
And what's
women's
your
title.
excuses now?
There's no reason.
There's no reason. Everybody who always have that point. Oh, they're keeping people employed. Cool. You have all these employees. Why not slaying them?
Y'all can do the 6-man tag match
Thank you,
on Dynamite where the Mogul Embassy niggas won, I think, again, off of the Young Bucks and Hangman. They did that on Dynamite.
Right.
You just did Joe on Dynamite. You have the ROH tag team titles on the 0 hour. Of the pay-per-view, and it's just like, and yo, whoever just said Tony don't mess with women is the fucking fact. Listen, if you ever want to watch a women's match on AEW, just make sure you turn on at 9:30. 9:30 is the women's match time slot every fucking week, and don't think I haven't been. Oh no, I literally have watched the last 4 weeks to see if that was the truth. 9:30 to 9:40 is the women's match. Promise you, every week on Dynamite, but it don't even matter and it don't even make no sense. You had the red velvet girl come back from injury. Shout outs to her. And against the Julia Hart girl. Then you had all the girls come out. Then you had Sky Blue come out with the black thing. It's just like, girl, if you gonna turn heel already. Like, stop wasting my time.
So back to some facts from my man Brian.
Oh God.
Brandon Thurston
What's up? What you say?
From WrestInomics.
from WrestInomics. Over the past 6 months, from May 1st to October 31st, across program types for AEW, Impact, and WWE, the percent of women's matches has been the highest on WWE's NXT weekly television.
Say it again.
35% of the matches
are women's matches.
are women's matches. The lowest, I said this a couple weeks ago, y'all be acting like I'm a hater. AEW's pay-per-views only have 15% of the matches are women's matches.
It's probably lower than that.
But it's because their shows are a lot bigger. They have more matches on their show.
Nah, fuck that.
But
You can have
still,
two. You can
they
have
can
two
have
women
more
matches.
than one or two.
You have 20 matches on this card and only one women's match?
And then the other women's match is on the pre-show with a whole bunch of other niggas.
But sources are saying maybe Keith Lee is going to get a push.
How, Sway?
This is his rebirth. He lost.
I want to throw this microphone. Nigga, not even... I wouldn't even subscribe to that. How can you now, moving forward, take the TV title serious?
You rebuild them.
No.
TV title.
How can you take the title serious when
do
this
a
nigga
tournament.
do it? You maybe want to throw this fucking microphone.
That only like 10 people's going to watch?
Do a tournament.
Only 10 people's gonna watch.
Yeah, 10
Yo,
people
and
watch.
it took everything in me not to message Shane last night and be like, nigga, stay away from that title, because that was just so disrespectful to ROH and into the television title history. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
hold on. Wait.
Let me show you guys everything.
So
To everybody
bad.
reading this, don't forget. This is what the owner
So
said about
bad.
Ring of Honor. Here you go, Janelle. Read it to them.
Okay, Michael said he like when I read too. Former ROH owner comments on Tony Khan's oversight of the company. I guess it's still alive today, but it doesn't have, even in the worst times of my Ring of Honor, even in the worst of times of Sinclair Ring of Honor, there was like, we're all in this together kind of. It was a family. The fans are family, and I like Tony Khan, and he's a good guy. And he got so much on his plate that I think the current Ring of Honor is, I can't come up with the right words. He's just being politically correct, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe I'm sour grapes a little, but it's not gelled together properly. And it's because it doesn't get the tender love and care as it should as its own on a standalone. From the beginning, to be honest, Rampage should have been an ROH show.
Yeah.
And called it a fucking day. Yeah. And granted, it could be a network thing. It could be a this thing. It could be a that thing. But you control the matches that are on the show.
So can we all finally admit when I said ROH is WWE's version of ECW?
But ECW is better produced.
ECW had its own fucking TV show.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, it's as bad as that was.
No.
So you're saying that WWE's ECW is better than AEW's ROH?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you exactly why.
Absolutely.
How many bangers they got from Christian?
Absolutely.
Out of that, Sheamus
Big Show
got his ride.
Paul White was out
Big
here running.
Those are WWE guys.
No,
but it was on ECW.
it was
They
ECW.
were ECW guys.
And I'm talking about how many developmental guys had a chance to shine on that show. Ezekiel Jackson was the last ECW champion. They tried to do something, and they let you know this was we are turning this to a developmental show.
Roberto was on ECW.
Right.
Punk
and
was on ECW.
ECW, there'll be no NXT.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, he got me on that one. I was like, ooh. But to be honest, I wouldn't even compare it because, once again, ECW had its own TV slot. It had its own show. Like, the issue with ROH is that it doesn't get the own exclusivity as it should.
He's never showed it to Tony Khan. I mean, he didn't sell it to Tony Khan. It was Sinclair Broadcast.
Well, yeah.
Bobby Lashley was on. I forgot about that. Yeah.
ROH to AEW is Shotgun Saturday Night to WWE. Shotgun Saturday Night even got more love than fucking ROH, to be honest with you. Niggas had a whole show at the Garden. So, like, what are we doing? But, let's see. Hell, y'all have a better structure. Ooh, who said that?
Who said that?
Who just said that comment? So give me your name. I appreciate that. Listen. That is the one thing, and I stress to the boys all the time. It's always gonna be where the matches is placed.
I still should have been main event.
And how?
Who's main event?
Just letting y'all niggas know. Niggas should have been main event last in January.
Don't HBK yourself, sir. Okay, don't do that. Oh, Randy, thank you, Randy. But it's the truth.
ROH is 205 Live. Do not disrespect
205 Live was better than that.
Yo,
205 Live was better than that.
Everybody.
Can we get Channel 55 to host Battle Club?
Is Channel 55 still around?
Yes.
Yeah, with service access.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yes, but Ring of Honor, 205 Live was fire. Look up Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali in a street fight. Look that up. Y'all smoking.
Yo, regardless of the fact, I just don't care for someone. And listen, I get Joe wants bigger and better things, and that's not, my issue is not that. It's just how it was played out. Like, if you were gonna relinquish the title, and if you were gonna give it a vacant, if you were gonna vacate the title, bro, you could have definitely gave that. You could have gave Keith that push over on his birthday, and then fucking went about your business. And then the end of AEW Dynamite was the Acclaim got jumped. I was just like, why do we throw Anthony Bowens to a window? I was like, goddamn. But still, the mystery of who the devil is still out there. Someone has, and I didn't think about it until I had watched it. I think it was either Walt Culture or or Wrestle Talk. One of them this morning, I had watched the video of them talking about AEW Dynamite recapping, and one of them had said, "What if Jack Perry was the guy in the mask?" And I said, "Damn."
That'd have been awesome.
That would have been the one thing I wouldn't have thought about, because remember when they were going through the 4 pillars situation and MJF kept siding with Jack Perry, low key.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if they did that, I wouldn't be totally mad.
Jack Perry was out here doing God's work, getting rid of CM Punk. He is the devil.
God's plan. But anything else before we do wrap up? We thank you guys for participating in our episode as always, and being able to give comments and things like that of that nature.
I want to say this. I want to say this before we log. Before we then, I like to say every of our fans, Jobber fucking Nation, because without us, we always reach 10K on IG. Follow us. Thank you. Yo, without us, man.
10,000
everybody that have
people.
that. Right. Everybody who's sharing our stuff, commenting on our stuff, yo.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of our, our fans, it's hard to say fans because I don't really. That's not my mindset or my mentality. But I love the fact when people can take a clip, especially because y'all know I don't have nothing beyond Instagram and Facebook, but the TikTok world. When Mr. Black had sent me a little link of a gentleman that responded to what I had, my challenge that I gave everybody last week, I thought it was one of the dopest things because it honestly is what keeps us. It keeps us connected. It keeps us. It keeps us as a family, and that's the one thing that we always push. And I appreciate everybody, whether the comment is good, bad, or indifferent. You take the time out, and either you support or you don't. But those that do support, we greatly appreciate it always, because it keeps us on the swivel. It keeps us going, because it makes us appreciate what we do. Because like I had told the gentleman that I had met from the Three Amigos podcast, I said, yo, this shit don't pay bills. This shit don't pay rent. You know what I mean? We do this because we love the business, and we love to be able to have healthy and productive conversations with other wrestling fans. What?
I believe that.
Listen, speaking into existence, my brother. But until it does, we appreciate the support, because the support keeps us going. And as we had said, we're on the road to 300. We ain't close, but we getting there.
Right. But I just want to say that, just to add on to everything, it's just like that's to add on. You right? Thank you. All you have done, like understanding that how. Y'all made Jabba Slam 1 a success. Jabba Slam 2 a success. Jabba Slam 3 a success. The fact that everybody still follow a lot of the storylines. The most consistent storyline is Soul Workers versus Simon Miller, Soul Workers versus Darius Carter, Pro Lifter versus Jabba Ted South, forever. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody that who take the time out to even watch us when you're driving, shout out to the overnight workers, shout out to the truck drivers, shout out to the niggas who work at the post office, UPS, shout out to everybody who listens to us hearing our voice. Yo, without y'all, we ain't nothing. Like, you made a lot of our dreams come true with y'all help. So this, I always say thank you, because it allow us to be rubbing elbows with some of the rest that we grew up with. D'Lo Brown, you feel me? Like Rich Swann,
lost his whole shit.
You feel me? Like, we have done without y'all, us encouraging us, even in person when y'all see us. Thank you. Without y'all making the viewing party success, we won't be here. Thank you. Even the few people actually bought our merch. Thank you, son.
Yeah, shout out to Storyline T. Shout out to Nate. Nate has been a part of, on the merch side of things, and our good brother Nate. Of Storyline Tees has always delivered.
Oh, no. I already got him at Jabba Slam. I speared the shit out of him. Yeah. I already got my
You can watch that on Title Mesh Network. But
yes.
No, as Mr. Black and, of course, Sir Wilkins, of course, we do thank everyone that has supported us during this journey. I think even when we went to those Wrestling Girls 5-year, I had to sit and I was like, well, how many years it's been for us? Well, shit. But it's been some time, and you guys, everybody has been a part of the journey, and it's not been an easy one either. So from all of us, we do thank you guys. Yeah, Anthony, come on out. To a viewing party, of course, but we thank every single person that has supported us from the beginning, the middle, and now, as we continue on this journey. So 2024 is starting to look real interesting. I'm not gonna reveal a lot now, But, once again, everything happens for a reason. And that, once again, you guys are a part of that reason. So we thank you guys so much for always supporting, always listening, always joining us. Whether it's the morning, the afternoon, or the evening, you guys are always the ones to keep us going. So we thank you guys. Fabian, last question. Are you guys willing to do a top 10 worst booking decisions of all? You know what? Fabian, last episode of 2023, we'll dedicate it to that, okay? Straight up, we'll mix it up, but we'll definitely, our last episode of 2023, which will come in a few weeks before the holidays, we'll definitely do that, because that Samoa Joe definitely a top 5 for me off rip. Didn't make no sense. But anyway, as always, I'm Janelle from HR, here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. Thank you guys for joining us so much. Once again, next weekend, we'll be back at Legends for Full Gear. And then the following weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, if you are in town, we'll have the team there for Survivor Series. Make sure to always follow, subscribe, like, share, but also share your stuff. If you are a podcaster and you want to post, whether it's your content on our Facebook page, please do so. It's all about networking. It's all about us becoming a community. So make sure to put your content out as well. And we'll definitely do our best to support you in any way possible. Anthony, t-shirts, you can go Storyline Tees on Instagram. All of our merch, from Jobber Slam 1 t-shirt to this year's shirt, any of our t-shirts are on there, so make sure to go hit them up. Once again, as always, I'm Janelle from HR, here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. # Black Excellence. # we.
Over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans, you gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes and Noble.